Alright, hello and welcome to art class. I gotta get you guys the link. Ba, ba, ba,
Welcome
ba.
to art class. I'm now teaching it. Look at me. Look at me.
I am the teacher now.
I literally feel like I'm in Mr. McGlone's class again.
Because
We just talked about that yesterday.
you feel like you're in Mr. McGlone's class because no one will shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you talking about? Teacher, I got a thing to do.
There you go.
Trevor, shut up. We're in
You're not
class.
even participating in art class, Trevor.
I'm the kid who came in just from the back, who's just from skipping his own class.
Jesus Christ. Alright, can everyone view the stream?
Yeah, can I mute that? Oh, good, I can.
Like I said, all of you guys are going to be recorded just so I can, potentially make it live and say, hey, look, actual students interacting and learning. Is everyone here? I have no
Yes.
way of
Yep.
actually checking that.
There's 3 people watching right now.
Okay. I prepared a slideshow for class 1
Shut up.
because it's literally so easy.
4 people watching. Who would be the
Huh?
4th person?
No. It's me, Aaron, and Donna, and then Kyle's teaching.
Try to read my horrible hand scribble. Welcome to
There's one person's
illustration.
watching right now.
Today we're going to be covering basic shapes and how to use them to construct objects.
Okay.
The most basic
Fantastic.
shapes are
1, 2, 3, and 5.
triangles, squares, and circles. Now you might think that I'm just treating you like fucking retards,
User was moved out of your channel.
but in actuality, this is very
User
important.
joined your
Yes.
channel.
You can use triangles, squares, and circles to construct basically anything. So for example, one of the pictures I took, a bottle. That's nothing but circles, rectangles, and you use these outward circles to create that inverse shape. So
Kyle, just keep in mind really quick, your stream is a couple seconds behind, just so you know.
that's fine.
A bottle.
Yes, a bottle. But so like even the shapes that look kind of complex, like the inner edge, like right here, that's just a circle touched up against the circle in the rectangle that you've erased the outward parts of to get that nice little swoop in there. So combining all of the circles and rectangles, you can get a basic sketch of a bottle. There we go. Rockets, space rocket piggy bank that I have. That uses all of the basic shapes, triangles, rectangles, circles. Put them together, you can get the basic idea for the shape of the rocket. And you got your rectangles in there to get that square shape on each side, triangles to interconnect them. It is actually a tapered rectangle, but again, that's still just basic shapes. Whoops, just controlling that backwards. Same thing with camera, old camera like this. It's still basically just nothing but squares and circles, rounded edges on all of the corners. Pipe's a little more complex because we have more of those convex lines moving in here where you gotta get the swoops, but still you can break down the shape into nothing but triangles, circles, and squares. You'll find that anything, including the human body, which we'll go into in the next class, can just be broken down into triangles, circles,
Basic
Squares
mechanical
and-
parts.
lines. Like, there's a lot of things that you're just going to be drawing a straight line to connect two things, but the structure you'll generally form with a cylinder or a sphere. Oh, I'm moving things. Whoops. Pipe. And there, so like I sort of illustrated on this one, it's in 3D. It's not just a side image, so all of the separate circles and rectangles that go into making a shape like that. If you just look at it on the side, the side of this caravan is literally just a rectangle with 2 circles on either side. A peg in 3D is just 2 circles with a rectangle connecting them. All very, very simple stuff. So, let me grab one of the more complicated objects you guys gave me. Aaron's cat.
Cats are literally just circles and triangles.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Bastet. My mistake. So.
Guardian of the home. Okay.
Okay. How could I be so blind? So Bastet here. So the way that we can break Bastet down, well, it's a little too much. That's better. Okay. So I can do a little cheeky trace just to make this clearer. But so, quite easily, you can break that down into all of the basic shapes that make it up. We can switch over to trying to draw it, and the same basic idea. What I want you guys to do following along is I want you guys to try and do 2 drawings of each of your items. I want you to do one where you try drawing it with all of the basic shapes so you don't got to worry about like the actual visibility of the interior. You're just going for the basic idea using rough shapes. Like so.
Okay.
Rectangle. Feet are oval like that. He's got his tail. So for, like I said, your first sketch, I would like you guys, you can work with your own objects, obviously, but get a rough image like this, where we see the basic shapes that make up your object, just so you can get a feel for how to actually design the thing. And then it's helpful to have a drawing you can look off of, and then you basically just want to draw the rough outline of your object. And obviously it's not going to look perfect, because you guys are just starting. That's why we are going in through all of the basic shape stuff. But try your best, and then just send me a picture so I can look at it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, because I'm going to help with critique and give you pointers. So, which object are you doing, Heather?
I'm gonna do my jar because it looks the easiest.
Your jar?
It's the easiest. Draw your phone. It's a square.
Shut the fuck up. That's a circle.
Okay, so let's do Heather's jar.
I'm doing my jar. You can't do the jar if I'm doing the jar. That's cheating.
Well, I mean,
Teacher, he's helping.
yeah, you're not sharing your sketch with me, so I'm gonna work through this problem with you. Actually, it's a pretty white picture, so I can just use a black. Or I'll use something awful. I'll use this lime green. So we get a circle. We're using circles to bite out some space in there.
Can the triangles be fat, or do they have to be tiny triangles?
Heather, they can be whatever you want. Remember, I'm teaching you how to use basic shapes to draw stuff. You can... Art's subjective, Heather. You can do this however you want. I'm just giving you the rough idea of... Oh, I drew all of that right on the fucking jar. Good fucking job, me. But anyway, break it down into its base shape.
We did two very different things.
Yeah?
God.
Look, he had to Google a fucking jar.
No, that's my jar.
Look, he had to Google a jar.
Jar. Who are you?
Who am I?
How are you even here?
Who?
You weren't on the syllabus.
I already told you, I'm skipping my class. I'm in the back.
He's
Having
an
studies.
asshole in the back of the class, not actually doing any work.
Yeah,
Nice.
pretty much.
Sitting here texting, it's fine.
Who are you texting? You don't have friends.
Oh, that's not nice. And also wrong.
And so,
Accurate.
Donna, which one are you doing?
The Red Bull can and the box.
Red Bull can and the box? Oh.
That too.
I mean, I said pick one to base this off of, to do your initial sketches.
Oh, I thought you said.
Nah, that's fine though. Let's work on the box, because the box is going to be the easiest.
I
Same.
thought the Red Bull can would be.
I mean, sorry, yeah. The box is going to be the easiest one that isn't a rectangle with two circles. Until you go in for the detail, then that adds some triangles to the mix, but... We're just trying to work on the rough, you know, getting the idea of a drawing down.
Alright, I have two rectangles and.
Where's my pencil? There we go. That's the basic idea of the box. Obviously, when you want to get the whole idea of it in there, it's a little more complicated, but
Yeah, that's kind of what I have.
and so a lot of shapes, you know, you'll be able to go like, oh, this is, you know, just a rounded rectangle. You won't have to be like, oh, this is two circles connected by a rectangle, because you can use common sense. Same thing with like a truncated
Use common sense.
rectangle like that. You can go, oh yeah, that's still basically a rectangle. You won't have to be like, well, this is two triangles hooked onto the side of a right rectangle right there. You'll get the idea. The point is, even in that way, you can keep breaking down an object, which is actually the idea behind 3D modeling. You just keep adding more and more curves to an object, essentially, until you get it looking basically realistic. basically your box, a little stretched out. But that's the joy of dropping your stuff into Photoshop afterwards, because you can just be like, hey, look, I squished it, and now it's the right size, give or take.
I changed it up and did my remote because it's just a bunch of rectangles. I like rectangles. We're starting out. This is class number 1.
This is true.
I like squares, okay? Right angles. They're good.
That's true. But working on some of the harder stuff that you
Wow.
posted there is really going to get you out of your comfort zone and get you learning. It's
I dropped the
your non-existent comfort zone.
I'm impressed, Kyle. Those proportions are like almost exact.
Almost like he has a major in this or
I
something.
was gonna say, oh,
As you also have to remember, originally I drew it like that. I just squished it down.
Do I have to draw the buttons on the remote, or can I just draw a rectangle and call it a day?
So,
I'm going to draw all of the buttons because I don't think I drew it long enough.
okay, Heather. Well, here I'll give you a fun little hack that we use when drawing like keyboards and mice and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put your because they are fucking obnoxious to do. So, for something like that, you want to get your remote.
Don't mind how dirty my remote is, by the way.
You also took a picture in a fun angle there. So,
I like rhombuses.
right in the middle, you got a circle.
The fuck? Oh, I do. It's like it's a rectangle. It's a remote.
You got a circle right there
Heather,
with
I'll
some
do a
triangles.
smashing start.
you need to take like a wet nap to that or something.
But wouldn't have to what?
What?
Leave my remote alone.
I've seen worse.
It's
or
true.
like even
I've had it for 5 years. Fuck you.
it looks like any of those 5 years my suggestion hasn't been followed.
Absolutely not. I've never changed the batteries in it.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't had to. I use it to turn on my TV. That's
Bet
it.
you there's a fucking like acidic miasma in that fucking battery case.
I think it looks fine. I've
I
seen
bet
it
that you
fine.
should shut the fuck up and pay attention to the teacher, Aaron. Let me get the principal. Where's HR at?
I have
I'm right here.
I'll call
Right
HR.
here.
So Heather,
HR, are you gonna do anything?
the
No,
fun
you
the little artist hack for drawing a bunch of buttons on like a
Mhm.
keyboard or whatever is you literally just make it a grid and get
Mine's not gridded.
well yeah so like notice how all of those are now basically buttons and then you can just go in at the sides and erase where it's connected to the corners and then be like yeah from like far away in an illustration that those look like buttons.
I need a friend with a better camera.
There's a lot of oh are you submitting your drawing,
Work for the
Aaron?
crowd.
Teacher's pet.
Listen, Aaron.
Anyway, I got the mug. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Like, I got the idea of that, but the one that actually threw me for a loop that I started, but I didn't think would throw me for a loop, is that fucking mortar and pestle. I'm actually, like, really
Oh.
looking at it and thinking of, like, what the fuck shapes I'm trying to break out of that.
So the
Circle
egg.
and square.
The base is easy because it's a circle, and then I did, like, a rounded fucking triangle on the bottom. But, like, that, like, donut shape, and then getting the fucking sphere inside of it, I'm like, what?
So your fun little egg here.
Because even
Nice
the egg's
mug,
simple,
Aaron.
but the upper area is fucking ugh. Because you get into that weird realm of wanting to like draw that like what the fuck is that? That fucking furred donut that you always fucking talk about. What the fuck is that shape?
A furred donut.
Oh yeah. So
I
there,
don't know what I'm talking.
there's a graphic a GPU testing program that creates a fuzzy donut because there's just a shitload of hair on it and all of it has
There we
physics.
go. Okay, so yep.
Yeah, so concentric circles is just basically what it is.
Yeah, see, and that's what I did there, is I broke that bottom half, because I was like, okay, I need to separate this at the middle. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I was like, where the fuck am I connecting the rest of this to this? Okay.
So let me pull up your mug. And so like I said, guys, do send me a picture because I can literally pull up and live provide feedback. Copy. Let me
That whole middle region.
do the mug quick for Aaron.
Let me see.
So actually, fun thing I can do with this is turn down your set.
Also, like, yeah, no, I'm serious about this because I want to reinvest in my drawing capabilities.
Fucks with that.
Screen.
Why did I do this to my goddamn self? Well, not a square. Good job, Heather.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna have to fix that, because like I said, my camera's fucking garbage, bro.
That's fine.
You're doing great, Heather.
Thank you, Donna. How are you doing?
I mean,
Yeah.
I chose the easy stuff.
The oops.
Potato, please be quiet. I'm in the middle of class.
I specifically took pictures of like 4 easy things and 1 slightly more difficult thing.
I should have known better. I shouldn't have chosen these objects. And I did them out of perspective. For what?
Yeah, that was what I was honestly a little surprised with, that you gave me like a bunch of stuff in really weird perspective. I was like, oh, Heather's really trying to...
No,
I
Heather
think
made
she
a
did that
mistake.
because you did that.
Heather made a mistake, is what Heather did.
Kyle, your stuffs are in weird perspective, so she probably just took them as is.
Where's my flash at?
So Aaron, with the a much easier way to represent that this thing in here, I can't remember the name of it, the
Bag?
handle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feast your eyes on my remote.
It's more so just 2 consecutive circles with a triangle breaching it in.
You got that middle circle, Heather. It looks great.
Okay, let's copy it. We will drop.
I actually don't think I made it long enough, which is the problem. Why it looks all smushed.
So
Possible.
at some point, I'm gonna, if you guys want to keep going past just basic illustration, I will do a Photoshop course.
Ooh,
because-
I'd like that.
Yeah, because like I won't just do here's how you manipulate images. I'll also do here's how you can like
Manipulate images well.
do fun manipulations to images. So you
oh God!
you-
Can't get off the screen.
no you so like you got the perspective a little wrong, but that's fine because again, I'm not even at the point where we're doing perspective, Heather, and you gave me a bunch of objects in perspective.
That lacks persistence.
So like I don't think you did half bad, especially for someone that doesn't have an art background. Plus, yeah, look, see, I just twisted around a bit. That's another fun reason to have Photoshop. Even with physical illustrations, you can then adjust them. Most of
Oh, go ahead.
most of the time when I draw stuff, like, I'll draw... Say I'm doing a figure drawing for someone. I'll draw, like, the torso and the legs, the body, and then I'll draw the head much bigger and off to the side, and then I will draw the arms in detail, again, off to the side, and then I will drop it all into Photoshop, and even though it is a pencil drawing, use Photoshop to put it all together before I do any work, because trying to get all of the stuff the right size and pushed together on paper, it's a lot harder than it should be.
You fixed my remote, thank you.
And we have digital. So, like, I'm not a painter in fucking 1700s. I don't need to worry about getting all the proportions right.
Doesn't like iPads, don't they have like Procreate, which is similar to Photoshop, or is that not what I'm thinking of?
It's kind of just for drawing, though. It's not really like Photoshop.
Not in the
So,
sense of what he's talking about.
Illustrator is better for doing, like, art stuff. Photoshop, the main purpose of it is actually photo editing, like dumping a picture in and taking people out of the background, fixing, removing
Oh, you've done that
cars.
for me.
Yeah, that's the actual purpose of Photoshop. It's not supposed to be used for illustration. That's what Illustrator's for. But it works.
Mhm.
And yeah, so just tweaking the proportions on your drawing, which again, you didn't study proportions and stuff, so I don't expect you to just get it right. You pretty much got the same thing I drew, so like, you're not doing bad. Let's pull Donna's in. And hold on, I just need to make everything invisible so I can just see the things I'm trying to work with. And where was the box I drew? If there's Donna's... Should be this one? Yeah, okay.
Well, Donna, very good.
Oh, thanks.
Just scale that down.
Here, Kyle, I'm gonna send you something. I'm kind of following along.
Aww.
That's
So,
so
yeah.
great.
I mean,
I'm a little self-conscious about my remote.
that's really good, Donna. You got the idea down.
Yeah, that's what I use, and let me
Thanks, man.
send you the thing I...
Okay, so
Try to
Jake, who's not in
draw.
art
I'll
class
add Jake
chat,
to our chat.
I don't know
I'm
if I
sending to you it personally.
made all of you guys admins in art chat.
What? That's rude.
I just
I
didn't
don't
get
know how
around to
attach
it.
the file. Here's
So Jake drew a Kamchata bottle,
kombucha.
whatever.
Kim Chowder.
Kamchata
You got a
is...
thing of kombucha. Yes.
I am an admin, I just added him.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I'm cleaning off my remote now, Aaron.
Good.
You know, self-conscious about it. No one ever sees it but me. But let me clean it off for Aaron.
Well, it's
Ask me about it in like
it's a- it's a
two
healthy
years.
thing, okay?
How's your remote doing?
So Donna, you did really good on the box. I didn't really look at your can, but it's not
I
bad.
didn't look at your
Obviously,
can.
when you... Hold on, let me...
I think
drink
it looks a
kombucha?
little distorted. I
Yeah.
think the top needs
So
to be
the
wider.
the only thing with cans is their cylinders. So you have to remember that they are rounded. I'm not even looking at your picture. I'm just sort of remembering how it looks. Kind of like that. And then Red Bull's
Mhm.
got that kind of thing going on.
Just remember there's a delay, Kyle.
Yeah, well, I'm drawing right now. I talk while
Oh, okay.
doodling on the screen.
There you go, Aaron. My remote's clean now. You feel better?
I mean, it really doesn't personally bother me.
Why'd you say it?
Oh, it seemed like it did.
Yeah, it was like a personal offense against all your
I
remotes.
was commenting on the fact that it was pretty crusty.
It's not crusty, it was dusty. There was
Crusty
nothing
and
crusty on that
Dust,
remote.
crust.
Dusty and Dusty. The crusty of the two.
Next, you're gonna say it was probably
Copy
musty
image.
too, huh?
No, it didn't smell funny.
Oh, okay, so Red Bull
Gives you
things
wings.
have... Yeah, it gives you wings. That's what I was trying to say. No, Red Bull has a really... really prominent lip at the top. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't draw that.
That's fine.
Were we supposed to draw 2 or 1?
Donna just drew 2 things.
You said 2. I swear to God, I thought I heard you say 2.
Donna, I was still working on 1. What makes you think I would get to 2?
Yeah. So again, you did the important thing of getting the basic idea down of, yeah, hey look, you can make the fucking can out of basic shapes, triangles, circles, all the stuff. So let me pull up Jake's.
What triangle would you use on a can?
So specifically there is right here.
So I did use basic shapes, but I erased the ones on the inside.
That's fine.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah. Circle, circle. This is technically a rectangle with a triangle on it for the tab. With a small triangle in there. Another concentric circle. Another concentric circle. Whoops. Hit V.
Are you using your mouse to draw, or do you have a pencil?
I have a pen. Which is why I was like, hey, I can really easily do this art class for Aaron, because I can literally just draw on my screen, which makes it so I can actually do the illustrations.
Are you, like, doing it on, like, a tablet?
I have a screen thing. It's
Wake up.
no, it's an X Pen, because the good Wacom tablets are hundreds of dollars, and I don't have like $900.
Facts.
But I did have $250 for this when it was on sale.
Nice.
No, I don't want a circle. Give me a rectangular marquee, thank you. Delete. Delete.
Wow, looks pretty bad looking at it there.
Look at your shapes. They're great.
Yeah, that's
It's all just
fantastic.
shapes.
Yeah, again, the point of this isn't, hey, try and make a quality sketch of the thing. That's homework.
Homework!
That's homework.
You're funny.
You got me fucked up.
Can't even be bothered to do work when I'm
The
at
literal
work.
whole thing of art is practice, practice.
Yeah, just
practice,
doodle.
Have you tried to practice?
Practice. Did I mention practice?
I'm not practicing.
Have you heard of?
The
I
high
don't
elves?
savor practice.
So I'm obviously, this is a lot easier because I'm literally just tracing it, but still you get the point.
Obviously, it's a lot easier because I'm super skilled
No.
art man.
I can't even lie and say, oh yeah, this is because I'm really skilled. I'm literally tracing the fucking picture.
So just on a like completely unrelated note, but somewhat in this vein, I'm using my Surface, and my eraser on my pen actually works like an eraser, and I love it.
On
Oh, that's
my
cool.
obnoxious old bamboo tablet I have, you can flip it over and use the eraser, but on this X Pen I just have to hit a button that turns the cursor into an eraser, which gets really confusing because there's lots of times I flip the fucking mouse around to try and erase.
Wow, Jake, you were actually really close.
Like I said, the point of this part isn't accuracy. The point of this part is
It's
learn that you can...
good.
Oh, did I freeze my program?
The point of this is your fucking computer is still electronic, and electronics have a tendency to be fucking shit.
There we go.
Trevor, participate.
Trevor's playing Tarkov.
Playing Tarkov.
If he's not playing Tarkov.
Yes, he is.
I'm not
Are
playing
you?
Tarkov.
Oh.
Y'all can literally see what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay.
running.
I'm paying
Oh,
attention
oh,
in
oh.
class.
All I see is run.
Oh, well, I'm running.
But yeah, Jake,
Bless you.
you got the basic idea down. That's good. So have you guys started on more objects, or are you just...
I'm following along.
Okay.
I know it's
Oh
supposed to
yeah,
start in a second.
no, I've been following along.
No, that's fine. I was just...
I redrew the Red Bull can with that rhombus thing.
Oh,
Ugh,
with the
I
more...
swear Heather's butt. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry,
Excuse
what?
me?
The remote. He's doing the remote, I think.
No.
What are you doing, Aaron? Oh. Oh!
Scissors. Oh my god.
Oh, the
He's,
clippers.
You stole my
Those
scissors?
look good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a new object. I'm not gonna compete with.
And I'm still struggling with it because like that back end of it is just.
I'm gonna do a nail polish. I'll send it in chat.
Yeah, that seems easier.
Okay, so let's bring in Heather's picture of the scissors in here.
They're not scissors.
Nail
They're clippers.
They're cat nail clippers.
Whatever.
Get it right, you uncultured swines.
I don't have a
Yeah,
cat.
That's what I'm gonna do instead. I feel like this might be more up my alley.
Like there's some definite shapes that I could pick out, but there's just other points where it's just like.
Confusing.
Uh.
Well, I feel
And
like.
even
Oh,
then
hold
the
on, where are
whole-
they? They're there. Even like
Where's
looking
the-
at them in person, they're confusing because there is like depth when you look at them, because obviously one is underneath the other, so you have to get like that too. So I get
Let's
that.
try.
Fuck that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of... There's just a lot of shapes in there, huh? There's just a lot.
Overachiever.
I'm an overachiever because I'm teaching the course. Also, I don't... You'll notice, I don't strive for, like, super clean lines. Like, I noticed, Don, you had, like, really nice, sharp lines. I don't bother with that, because I can clean it up later.
I cannot.
Well, you can, actually. Even with just an eraser, you can really clean up a drawing. You don't need to go for the straight, sharp edges. Sometimes that's honestly a lot harder to...
I'm using a mechanical pencil, and
Oh,
half of
that's-
the eraser's already gone.
Mechanical
So-
pencils are my favorite.
I love mechanical pencils. That's what I'm using too.
Literally what I'm using.
Well,
I prefer a pen, but I'm an asshole
I
and
like
not
good
participating.
old-fashioned Ticonderogas.
I used to, but once I got more into actually doing art, I fucking hate them. They're awful for trying to do art. In my opinion. Just being able to
In his
control...
humble bragging opinion.
Being able to control the how much graphite you're using makes the mechanical pencils way more useful.
Shouldn't you break down... I thought we were doing shapes. Shouldn't you break that down to more basic shapes?
I mean, I can, yeah. Here, hold on. I was just trying to draw
Yeah,
it because
that's
this
what
is
I was
a
wondering.
difficult object. Okay,
Is where the shapes are even. So like I was
Yeah, so
picking out
let's-
rectangles and shit like that and circles, but other than that, like,
let's blow this up, and... I'll use a wretched pink for this.
What's wrong with pink? Don't be so...
This particular pink up here, this RGB magenta, if you stare at this, it will just make your eyes bleed. It is the worst pink. The only thing it's like really useful for is making a fill and putting it behind an illustration to see if there's any holes in like your coloring.
Oh, interesting.
I would never, like, there are so many good pinks in this area that you can use for stuff. There is never a reason to use anything in this top row.
Kyle, I'm struggling with the top of my
That's
nail
why-
polish thing,
that's
but
why
when you're
we're-
done with Aaron,
That's
I mean,
why
no.
broken,
I mean, this is
textures always have fucking just.
this
that
is
pink
your
and black
object,
checkers
Heather.
all around.
Let's
No, it's Aaron's now. I changed mine. I even sent it in the chat. I officially changed mine.
Can we learn calligraphy?
I
This
don't
is a
know
art
calligraphy,
That's a
but
whole other topic.
Calligraphy is a type of art.
it's not one that I know how to do. But I mean, I guess
Jake,
we
you can teach that class.
rectangles, more rectangles, concentric circles.
Yeah, that's basically what I was going for. Is just trying to find that rectangles.
So, is it easier for you to draw on top of something, or can you just like look at it and draw it?
So, when I'm trying to break it down into the shapes like this,
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm drawing directly on top of it to break it down. And so, one thing that we were taught a lot in school by like all of our teachers is you should trace stuff when you're physically drawing. You should go print out a picture of something and then get wax paper and trace it.
Mm.
Because, like, sure, there are artists who can just sit down and draw a human face, like,
see, there you go,
fucking in
Heather.
2 seconds, but they don't, like, they didn't just wake up one day with the ability to draw a human face in fucking, like, 20 seconds. They sat there and studied
And
over
traced.
and over and over until it was basically muscle memory to draw this thing. So if you sit down and just trace something a bunch, eventually you will commit how to draw that thing to muscle memory till you can do it without even thinking. Which is why if you ever look at most of my art, it is in 3/4 view, this shape, because I have drawn that so much that I can just, bam, I don't need to fucking think about a single goddamn thing. I got, bam, done.
I know that like it was. I don't know if it was supposed to use one circle or two circles on my nail polish bottle. So
There's a major myth that is developed in the art community that like tracing and references to an extent are
Oh.
also just terrible.
I
and
knew
people
so
have,
many
like,
people
an
that were like, oh yeah,
elitist
you
snobbery.
can't use reference. If you use reference, you're a bad artist. That's such a load of fucking crock horse shit. I had one teacher who literally said, if you're not using reference, don't even fucking come to my class.
I don't think there's anything wrong with using reference. Why would you want?
And
Like I
Why
again,
would you
said,
not
they're
want the
snobs.
material in front of you if you're doing something?
And again, as long as it's not like another person's art, if you're using photographs, there's nothing wrong with tracing. If you're trying to do a painting, say, and you need a person in the painting, there is not a single thing wrong with you posing exactly how you want the thing to be painted, taking a picture, and then projecting that onto your canvas and tracing the outline of yourself so you have exactly what the body looks like, and then detailing it to look like whatever character or whatever the client paid for.
Oh, that's cool.
There is no reason not to do that, except the stigma of some artists being like, oh, that's not real art. They're idiots. They're people that want to gatekeep and
Exactly.
not let people learn. Like, the way you learn is by doing a task over and over. So, like,
Trevor.
you drunk?
I really like this pen on Autodesk.
So
I know
let's
that's not what I'm supposed to be doing, but like, I really love it.
so let's look at Heather's. That's a very interesting bottle. Copy.
Oh wait, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, see
I
the
didn't know
problem.
if it was supposed to be two circles up top or one circle, so I just did two. I know it looks inappropriate, but I don't mean to be.
Don't worry. So yeah, the way I'm just gonna continue using this awful pink brush. you could even say that this is a triangle just to get that rough line in. Again, I'm breaking things down way more than they have to be for the point of everything is basically 3 shapes.
What's a triangle? Oh, that's a triangle.
The smooth transition up into
No,
the
that makes sense. That being a triangle, that makes sense.
like, because if you just it comes out like that, and then on your drawing you would then just erase that part. Oops. And then go back into this, and then you have that nice smooth transition up into the top of the bottle.
So up top, the actual top of the bottle would not be a circle. It would just be a rectangle.
Well, it does have a roundness to it. It would just be a really smushed circle, like you did it, and you would just want to... Oh, that image is in front. You would just erase that. Oh, that was inverting. Not what I wanted to do. Boop. If you just erase that line that you did, because
Yeah, and then bam.
yeah, so you just erase that out, and then it's in the right perspective.
Oh, okay.
And so you'd also erase the insides of these circles. And this part you need to move up a little bit, so just buff out the line around
Just
there.
buff out the dents.
Yeah, just buff out the dents. So this thing, Heather,
Okay.
you just need to make that a little bigger and slide the circles in underneath it, because they don't really go up like that, how you have it drawn. They swoop in underneath the this part.
Oh.
Yeah. But other than that, you got the shape down really well.
Thanks.
What are you still working on, Donna?
I was following along.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Donna already did too. She's good.
So this bracelet you sent, Donna, that's a very
That's a
interesting
hair clip.
one. Hair clip, whatever. It looked like half
How
of
would
a...
that even go on the wrist?
Because it looked like one of those bracelets that has the stretchy shit and a bunch of pieces of metal are stuck together, and it looked like it was just folded in half.
At first glance, that's fair.
Here, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna show you.
I know what you were talking about.
Where is this? So there's Donna's picture, and then what I saw was a bunch of bracelet bands that are connected like so, and then the under half down here that could totally be a fucking bracelet, Donna. So get out of here.
Okay.
Okay. Get
I
out
was
of
gonna say,
here.
yeah, that's definitely a hair clip, but go off, Kyle.
Thank you, Heather.
What are you calling it?
Sorry, I was waiting for the stream to catch up to confirm.
But not for me.
How do you draw an ampersand?
What are you talking about?
And are you still watching the stream, Jake?
Yeah.
Line straight up like that. You loop down and up. Or, that's how I do them.
Yeah, the same way you would write one. I thought.
I do the backwards 3 with 2 dots. Or are you asking me how to construct an ampersand? It's going to be a rectangle here. You get a circle there. A half circle there. And then a tail up.
Oh, that was pretty good.
You start from that lower point.
I mean, that's how
I
I
start from that upper point, and
You
then I go up,
start like that.
around, and then down.
I mean, I guess
Oh,
that
I'm
works.
not thinking you're trying to do a fucking treble clef. I'm stupid. I'm like, that looks nothing like a treble clef, but okay.
I don't know what a treble clef is.
A really fancy G with a stick poking out of it.
The music.
No, the upswing. I start from the top of that, go down, make the bowl, go up, go around, and then finish it.
I want to see how Aaron
Like
does that
that.
because that makes no sense.
I think Kyle just did it on stream.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
I got really distracted from trying to
Yeah.
do this. Okay.
No, I just observing that. I was just like, oh, that's different. Just start from the opposite end, but either way is down.
I hate drawing or writing ampersands, so I just do the 3 with the dots.
You don't have
Faster.
to like post this up there. Can you just tell me if this looks better or not?
I mean, I like giving
you
you
can just look at
direct
it.
visual feedback.
You don't have to give me direct visual feedback. You can just say yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there,
Why does it look like a bear's paw?
what, the thing I'm currently trying to draw?
Yeah, it looks like a bear's paw.
Bear's paw.
Like a really crude one.
I can't really tell what's going on down in that part. Whatever. And then you can sort of see this other part through the...
I'm sorry, I'm just being muted for like 1 second.
That's fine.
I mean, it's basically just that warmer. I mean, that's why I was using other people, because I realized, like, a lot of my shit was just cylinder.
Cylinder with triangle somewhere.
Yeah, like,
So another part of this
Doesn't teach
lesson
you
that I
anything.
just didn't have in any part of the lesson was negative space. Utilizing negative space for stuff.
I thought that was the next lesson.
I mean, it's an important part of shapes, because, like, this is a different shape from this, but they contain the same shape. This is a, you know, a negative. Well, the triangle is all positive space surrounded by negative space, whereas this is 3 rectangles of positive space making the exact same triangle out of negative space. So, like, this hair clip has a good use of that. Like, a very good explanation for that, because you can go in here and say, like, you can just draw out these rectangles of negative space.
Wait, where are the triangles on this hair clip?
Rectangles. Did I say triangles?
You're drawing triangles.
No, so the red triangles, that is my explanation of negative space and positive space. Remember, there's a latency between when you see it and when I say it.
Oh, okay. So the rectangles is negative space?
So the fully red rectangle, or triangle, is a triangle of positive space, whereas the 3 rectangles are making a negative space triangle.
But the triangles you're outlining right now, is that negative space or
Oh, looks good, Aaron.
Well, yeah, that's why I was also saying that, like, that's why I was picking other people's shit, because a lot of it was just turning into, I am doing a cylinder of some sort.
Whoops. Look at me being fucking wrong with what I'm writing. That is a negative space triangle. There. Ba-doop. So what I'm saying is with your hair clip, it has these really big gaps of negative space that you can also define the shape of the hair clip by defining the gaps of negative space around a shape of positive space.
oh.
So I have to drag that thing down, but so if I just say this is a, have I made a solid? Yeah.
You made a yield sign,
You made a yield sign, or I did?
dude, with your negative space
Oh.
triangle.
Please yield to crossing traffic.
There, it's easier to see that. So if you then go in and draw these pockets of negative space on your hair clip, you see how you can then just define the shape of the clip
Yeah.
using one broad shape and negative space instead of a bunch of tiny shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just the basic point of differentiating between negative space and positive space. And you can just use an eraser, essentially, if you're not using an art program.
I only have a nub of an eraser left.
Donna, just go out and buy...
I
Dude,
will.
Oh, I
buy one of those needed erasers. I love those.
I
I'm
hate
just gonna
needed
steal one at
erasers.
work.
They smash the fuck out of everything.
I
I'm
love
just gonna
needed
steal an
erasers,
eraser.
though.
I don't have it in my drawer, which is weird, but I literally have a it looks like a pen, but the entire thing is just an eraser. Like you click it like
I used to have one of those.
yeah, you click it like a mechanical pencil and it just extrudes more eraser.
I had one of those in school.
Why do you hate needed erasers?
They Aaron was
I
right,
also
they
hate
literally
needed
just smudge
erasers.
everything.
Oh.
So Aaron, what is this cylinder?
It was that,
The diffuser?
yeah, that diffuser.
Okay, so this thing.
Ooh.
Aaron, I stole your mortar and pestle, by the way.
I didn't know that was a mortar and pestle. I was just like, okay, Aaron sent
I
an
thought that
egg
was
in
a
a cup.
decorative egg.
Wow, do you, like, not use a mortar and pestle?
They're white. No.
No, I have a mortar and pestle, but my mortar and pestle looks,
I don't do alchemy, I'm sorry.
Why not?
I'm not a witch.
I don't think
I
alchemists
literally-
are witches.
Nah, I literally use it to
My
like
Mortar
teas
looks
and stuff.
like yay, and my
or
pestle.
mix mine together. Or for seasoning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I know it looks like trash, but like I'm getting the shape thing down.
That's
like,
what my
I feel
pestle
like.
looks like, Aaron.
I mean, this is what the class is about, Heather.
Sorry, my
I know.
pestle
So it's a good-
doesn't
that's a
look like
really good
a
thing.
fucking egg.
At least I
Hold
think I'm
on.
getting the shape thing down,
Hold
but that's
on.
fine.
I'm gonna snap 2 pics. I'm gonna send these.
Yeah, that's what I'm used to a mortar and pestle looking like, more traditionally.
Yeah, his looks like a little egg.
Which I wonder if that's just more ergonomic.
The one thing I would say, Aaron, is your diffuser has a more rounded thing on the top. It's more buffed up, like so. And yeah, you still have that differentiated area right there. And then, I mean, obviously you don't have to add the inside detail, but you can if the circles aren't particularly difficult.
You remember Dragon Scale or Dragon Tales?
Yes, I remember Dragon Tail.
The egg in his mortar and pestle looks like a Dragon Scale. Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. Alright, Kyle, I'm gonna send this to you. I want you to roast me.
I mean, no roasting in the learning class, but okay. Ba-ba-da-ba. I was gonna say, Aaron, there's a picture of binoculars. Copy image. I'm gonna paste these binocs. I'll come back to that. Copy. I think I already drew Aaron's mortar and pestle somewhere in here. There's that. Okay. So there was my example of drawing it. Okay. So you have the exact same problem I have all the time, Heather.
What's that?
It's stretched. No, like seriously. When the stream catches up, I literally just squished it in Photoshop, and it looks really good.
Oh,
I do that constantly, though, so like, that's not even something I can fault you for. Only thing to work on a little bit is this side right here. Why is that still white there? Is a little too rounded out. It's more straight on the edges. And then there's that curve in the bottom. So that part's good. The thing with perspective going around like that is, like, right here you have this sharp angle. You always kind of want to go for a round angle, and we'll get into this more in the shading part, but when you have a corner like that, the way...
Oh, the rounder. I was
Yeah.
just doing shapes. That wasn't
Oh,
like the
yeah,
full
okay.
finished thing. I was just doing triangle shapes. That way I could get the basic area.
Yeah, so
Because if you look at like the dark part of it, like you have white over it, but it's the actual shape itself looks like a triangle. So I was like, oh, that's a triangle.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. This, that right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than the fact that, again, it's
Okay.
stretched up, you did good. And another thing, especially if you're taking pictures with your phone,
Mm-hmm.
is you can drastically change the way a drawing looks based on how you hold your camera when you take a picture.
I'm trying to do it as straight on as possible.
Yeah, so sometimes, like, I guarantee you I have an example at my desk somewhere. That's a lot. Okay. So, yeah, I'll just post these in art class. So this is a straight-on picture, and then here is a picture at an angle. Oop, rotate. You see how much that changes just from... What the hell? Hold on. There. Why is it cropping like that? What the fuck? Whatever. I'm just gonna rotate it and not crop it at all. So enjoy the deer at the bottom. Oh no, it's still... I don't understand. Whatever. But you get the point.
Yeah.
It's fucking wonky, and then if you just tweak the way that you're taking the picture, you can make stuff look normal.
This is fun, Kyle.
I'll get back to your binoculars in a second, Aaron. Oh, and your camera.
Well, hold on. I'm trying it right now.
Uno momento. So that is very close, honest. I mean, Pokeball is circles.
Circle.
Yeah, so what
Yeah, I
I'm gonna...
decided to go for the easy stuff before going for the harder one.
Smart move. You got that almost spot on.
Awesome.
Way to go, Donna!
And then the fun things you can do with Photoshop is you could then warp it and get it, you know, without actually changing your lines at all. Just using the photo warp tool. Bam, exact.
Damn, Donna, look at you. Did you trace
Well,
that,
not
you
that
raggedy
middle
bitch?
circle.
Did you trace that? Instant doubt.
That middle circle.
He adds.
There we go.
Damn, Donna, look at you go! Bitch.
It's a circle, Heather. I chose a very easy object.
Circles are hard!
Remember, you have to draw a fully detailed face of the statue of David, and then erase
okay.
the details to get
I was just
the
thinking
circle.
that.
Okay, so without doing the, you know, my normal trace tactic, let me just try and work along with...
As you can see, Donna did better.
It's a circle.
Don't hurt me like that, Trevor.
What?
Where'd Jake go? I'm here. Oh.
Just being quiet. Because it's getting
I hate
past
that word.
bedtime.
You hate the word quiet?
Yeah. I worked in the medical field for 5, 6 years, whatever.
Oh.
That word brought an omen. Ask your mother.
That sounds odd.
Bad things happen when you say the word quiet.
No, I'm just saying when you.
I
Just,
feel like
when you
that
go,
only applies in the medical field.
Heather, I'm just saying when you went, ask your mother. It just sounds odd.
Ask
Why?
your mother.
She's a nurse. She would understand.
Yeah, no,
Well, no, but like with the
With
the
that.
knowledge that my mother's a nurse, that makes sense. But just without that knowledge, oh, just ask your mother.
I feel like context clues would give you the fact that she had something to do with
I
that.
think you're missing what he's saying.
Everyone else who watches the stream is gonna think you dissed him.
Yeah,
Ask
they're
your
gonna think you have no
mother.
idea what you're talking about, Kyle. Ask your mother; she'll tell you.
Yeah, she will tell you.
Brooke's here. Heather's here.
I'm gonna draw a sweet tart. It's a perfect circle. There's my sweet tart.
Alright, I'm finally getting around to drawing that hair clip. But I know we talked about it. But I'm really struggling seeing shapes other than the rectangles.
Well, like I said, occasionally, like, you can sit there and zoom all the way in and break it down to the smallest, absolute tiniest shapes there are, or you can realize that while, yes, everything is made out of shapes, instead of, to get this shape, going, okay, I have to draw a circle, and a rectangle, and then erase this, and these parts. Instead of going through all that, you can just go, hey, I know that these are made of basic shapes. I can just draw that, knowing what I know. When the stream catches up, what I'm saying will make sense.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the stream.
Is there a way to take the delay off?
I have it set to ultra low latency. I don't know why there's so much latency. Like I'm not streaming anything super heavy, and I specifically set it to that so it would go faster, and it's just not.
I think my perspective on this is kind of
On what?
doodling.
Okay, so there's my rough try of these. I didn't do bad. Not super good, but not bad.
It looks like full of shapes, which was the premise of today.
And then what else did Aaron send? A Nikon camera.
Excuse me, it's a Kodak.
Oh, my mistake. What's this, Donna? Oh, your marker pen.
Yeah.
Bam. And then I gotta scroll back up to... Copy. And paste. Wow, Donna, I don't know
User
what kind
joined
of
your channel.
lamp you have. We're streaming. I mean, it's private. It doesn't actually matter. We're doing art class, Orlando.
I didn't catch that. What was that?
I'm streaming art class.
It's not
For the
listed
group.
publicly, but
Yeah.
he is technically streaming, but only the people watching it who can watch it
Are the
present in this
guys
room.
here?
You said you'd put it up later, though.
I can. I'm just also warning Orlando because
doesn't
I know
have
he
to.
doesn't like to be public. He doesn't like being known.
User left your channel.
There it is.
You know, I'm trying to draw your camera, Kyle.
my camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the basic idea down really well with that pen, Donna.
Thank you. I chose easy objects. The only difficult one I chose was the hair clip, and now I'm like kind of regretting it.
Well, no, you always have to step
Start somewhere.
outside your comfort zone and work. Yeah.
See, my issue here. Let me just send this. My issue is perspective. That's the thing I'm having trouble with.
That is so. Perspective on objects isn't really something we're gonna go
I
too
know,
deep
but, like,
into
trying
because
to, like,
it's.
even just get like the because like I'm drawing with too much at the top of it. I think that's what's going on here.
Okay, yeah. So give me 1 second. I'll pull that in and give you some pointers on that. I'm just finishing up the binoculars real quick for Aaron.
Ah, damn it! Did this really just crash? It did. That's swell.
You know what doesn't crash? The pencil.
You know it doesn't shut the hell up? Not you.
I could
Wow.
live.
Purple.
Okay.
He's been mean to me all day.
Okay.
I think somewhere you need this cameras.
Copy.
Is that what you need, Jake? A Snickers?
He's over there
Really,
fucking
Aaron? Yes,
snickering.
really,
Shut
Aaron.
the fuck up.
Alright, so I'm just
Shut
gonna
the fuck
darken the shit out of that because I could barely see it.
Yeah, the pen is pretty light.
Okay. So, with what even is this?
What? It's your camera.
Oh,
Oh.
actually, the perspective on that might have just been fucking wonky because it's not 100% straight shapes. Hold on, let me pull the picture up. I love that Aaron sent a picture in before me.
What?
In the thing, I scrolled all the way to the top to find my pictures, and you had sent in pictures before I did. So my
Yeah.
pictures aren't up at the top. Okay.
Not like I was doing shit.
So, the thing with perspective. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Give me back my pencil. So we'll get into this more with point perspective, but which is a much later topic. Let me shrink this down so I can try and get the vanishing points on this. B. Right there. Yep, that lines up. probably should have used the actual colors for the cardinal directions, but that's fine.
Mr. McGlone made us do this one time.
What?
This, what you're doing in
Point
stream right now.
perspective.
Yeah. With like triangles and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I love 3-point perspective. It
We
is
know.
my.
3-point or 1-point?
This is 3-point perspective.
Why is this technically 3-point perspective?
I'll show you in 1 second. Ugh. There. Actually, fuck, where is the top vanishing point on this fucking camera?
I don't know. That's my attempt at the binoculars, at least for just defining shapes out of it. The most I was trying to get out of it after a point.
That's good, Aaron. From my untrained eye.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I couldn't figure out why these weren't meeting at the top. That's because of the angle they meet down underneath the camera. Down here somewhere. Jesus, it's still not fucking far enough. Okay, well, whatever. The vanishing point is down there somewhere. And then the last one. Oh, it's not.
So is this actually 3 or 2-point?
It's an actual object in the real world, so it's 3-point perspective.
3-point? Okay.
Anything that exists is 3-point perspective. Anything you draw can be any of the other perspective points. I always recommend trying to do 3-point perspective, but as you saw with that that bottom point going so far onto into the fucking ground that it was just ridiculous. That's the problem with 3-point perspective. Sometimes you literally need like a whole fucking table. Okay, so the perspective on this is the vanishing points are like right here, and about there. So that's why the picture looks. That's why the camera is kind of hard to get the perspective down on, because it is not just a simple. Well, you can simplify it down to, hey, it's just a rectangle, but in reality, it's a rectangle in that perspective, a rectangle in that perspective, and then a rectangle in that perspective. Getting lines that are in perspective perpendicular, or well, whatever, meet at a vanishing point. They're never going to be parallel. The only time you ever actually have parallel lines is when you just do 2-point perspective, where the camera is just boop. Hey, look, it's the camera, and your vanishing points. Your third vanishing point just doesn't fucking exist. Then these lines are parallel. 1-point perspective is the same way. Again, we're jumping ahead a whole course, but that's where now you have 2 sets of parallel lines. And then this side looks 3D. As I was saying to Aaron, the only time you should ever use 1-point perspective is on text. Like if you write out the letter F. That's basically the Facebook logo, right? That text is the only time you should ever use 1-point perspective to 3Dify fonts. Because otherwise it just makes shit look bad. Anyway, there's a preview to vanishing points. My favorite topic in art. I could literally talk about them for hours.
I always hated perspective. I was bad at it.
But so going back to your picture here, Jake. I just made a new. That's the dots. Whatever, that'll work. So yeah, the reason you had such trouble getting that perspective right is because the vanishing points are all over the fucking place. Like that. That side is good. This has a little bit, it leans in a little bit more rather than booting out there, so you'd want to get rid of that and those parts and squeeze it in a little bit like that. But other than that, you got the basic idea down.
I'll have to get you to look at the thing I'm using, because I don't quite understand how the perspective points in this work.
What thing?
What I'm using to just doodle in.
Oh. Okay, so there's Aaron's angular binocs. There was my just broken down. Yeah, I mean, again, perspective is a little wonky, but we haven't gotten to perspective yet, so I'd say you did a pretty decent job of breaking that down into its base shapes. And you have the object to, manipulate, so that also makes it easier to do drawings. Aaron, who's drawing binoculars. No. Yes, you have Aaron's binoculars to manipulate.
That's why I was really confused.
One thing, Aaron, is, like I said, the same problem I have. Very squished. If you bring it in like that, that actually also fixes a lot of the perspective issue, and actually, yeah. If you just squish that down, it looked very long, but scrunching it up like that gets it looking just about right, honestly. Like, you and I basically got the same thing there.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it
Give me a
was
second.
very long. Which, again, I do that constantly. That's why I dump everything into Photoshop. Even if I'm going to post a sketch, I dump it in Photoshop and correct the horrible wonkiness of my drawing on paper sketches. Oh, and then you hit a camera to... I don't know if you've drawn the camera yet, so I'll pop that in and get a head start on breaking it down. A codec. Okay. So we got our circle up there on the front. Cap selector. You can kind of see the inside of that part there. We know that that's there, even though it's in shadow and we can't really see it, so we'll...
Yeah, that was the other thing. That's why
Apply
I
that
left a lot
there.
of spaces on the binoculars, because I was like, there's nothing I can define under that shadow that's in there.
Yeah, so there's times where you're just going to have to be like, well, this is a drawing, and I know the thing exists in
Yes,
that
there.
space, so I'm just going to imply that there is something there. What about you, Don or Heather? Do you have any, anything
I'm
you've
working
been...
on that hair clip, hating my life.
Oh, okay.
Just been following along with the stream. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you at least been sketching stuff out to...
Yeah, I've been finishing my like other sketches. Like I've
Okay.
been like messing with like shapes that way, but I haven't been changing much. I'm
taking on new
Okay.
tasks?
Oh my god, I hate this. So ugly.
So that's the thing, Donna. Everyone always thinks their stuff is ugly.
must say every artist I've ever met says, "Oh, this is so ugly."
You just gotta be like,
When
you know
it's
what?
not.
I don't fucking care.
Look at Picasso. Half his shit was ugly, but now it's famous.
It's because he died.
Literally.
My coworker had mentioned something about some country passing some law that allows distributors or sellers to not have to pay artists or something.
Oh, fun.
I forget. I was half listening.
There's how much you care about the plight of the artist.
I forget what I was doing, but I wasn't listening at the beginning, so I only caught the tail end of it.
I don't know what fucking purple I was using for this, so I'm just changing the pencil at this
Can't
point.
you use the drop tool?
Oh yeah, you know what I can? I'm just not right now. I don't know why.
Oh, but I forget. I'm just gonna paraphrase. I swear to God, it's a quote somewhere that the best thing an artist can do for their career is die.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Heard of that.
I mean, it's not wrong. Well, I mean, the best thing you can do is practice. At the for your art is practice. The
Because you
best
can
thing you
still
can do
die
for
and
your...
not get anything.
That's
Yeah.
why I said career.
Oh, okay. Imagine how much a George W. Bush painting is going to be worth when he dies. A lot. His paintings are not very good.
Alright, Kyle, I'm gonna send you my ugly sketch of Flip. Okay. If I remember how to send stuff. There we go.
There we go. Whatever. Kodak. Kodak. That doesn't look bad at all.
I hate it.
Where's the picture of your clip? Oh, that's... There it is. Oh, whoops. Let me turn down the sat.
Oh, I'm stressed.
Whoops. There we go. So you got the perspective a little off, Donna, but other than that, I mean, you got the idea
Like I
of
said,
the...
I struggle with perspective so much.
And like, if I just do a cheeky distort, I can simulate the perspective. Shoop. Badoop. I don't. That is not bad at all.
Still so ugly.
That's really not bad.
Thanks, I hate it.
Aaron, are you still working on your camera?
Yeah.
Oh. Poor Matt's mom. Hey Kyle,
Yeah.
I have a question about the mortar and pestle again.
Okay.
Okay, so the top of it, right? So there's just remove the egg. That's not there.
Okay.
Would you say that the top of that is that's a circle, right?
So I mean, it's a crushed circle because it's like an oval, basically. But like that, roughly. Like that.
Yeah.
seeing it drawn like that. Like, there's something to be said for seeing an illustration of something. One fun thing if you have Photoshop that can help break an item down for you is if you just posterize a picture. Where is that under? Where the hell is it? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, artistic. Just up one. There we go. Cutout. So cutout's nice because you can adjust like how many levels of shit you can see, and you can just play around with the setting a lot.
Mhm.
And so you can then take this fairly complicated photo and then break it down into these color blocks, which can then really help you with just straight up being like, oh, okay, that makes looking at it slightly easier. Now you can see that this camera is, you know, a shape here, a shape there, circle here, rectangle there, there's a big triangle thing there, you got your circle over there, this thing, so like, it can, and with really complicated photos, posterizing something can really just help you visualize a more simplified version of it. And most of the filter gallery is actually pretty nice about that. Oh, poster edges, there's the thing I was looking at, because it literally adds an outline to things. There we go. So with this posterized version, okay, good, I did copy it. You can straight up see that it's literally adding an outline to the camera. And sometimes just looking at something's silhouette can really help break it down. And I guarantee your phone probably has a fucking posterize equivalent, so you could just take a picture of something, posterize it, and then be like, okay, now I can look at the same effect. Yeah. But yeah. Let me see what you're working on, Heather.
Nope.
Why?
Heather, this is the class.
Yeah?
Nope.
You have other students to pick on.
I've been picking on Aaron this whole time.
Jake's turn.
I don't know if Jake's even still with us.
He's hiding now.
I think he died and went to the Aether Realm.
I'm literally just trying to clean up the mortar and pestle. Egg.
Oh, and I helped you with the
Yeah,
circle part of
that's
that. Okay. What just unplugged and redetected on my computer? Interesting.
That was you? Oh, that was me.
Doot,
What
doot,
happened to
doot.
both of us?
Doot,
Oh,
doot,
that was
doot.
me. I got a message.
Is it me bouncing into... Oh, okay. That wasn't my mouse disconnecting, so that's good. Okay. Do I have any more of... Lovely. Let's look at the rest of Heather's items. Ah. This,
My items don't exist anymore. I'm picking new ones.
your charger thing.
Oh, my little AirPods. My Iron Man.
Yeah. Jeez, you took everything in angles.
I didn't mean it. You were just like, take pictures of 5 things, and I was like, okay, and I did.
I mean, I'm glad you took the hard angled pictures because it makes it, you know, a better teaching moment. I can get ahead of the course and teach you some interesting stuff. And like I said, don't like force yourself to be super like don't only go for the hard straight lines on stuff. Like, see how I'm drawing this? I'm just sketching it in. It doesn't
That
have
comes
to
with
be.
practice, though.
Being loose
Yes.
does not really come with practice.
It does not.
It,
That
it
is not my. That is not my.
very loose with how I'm doing it, really.
Oh no. Well,
Like,
for me,
just
I'm
doing,
very tight.
I'm doing
Okay, so
lines
Heather-
and then just letting them.
do you see the way
letting
I'm
them run, going
drawing
back over it.
his head because it's a circle? You don't necessarily want
Like, it doesn't
to.
need to be clean.
You don't necessarily want to go for a straight... If you're trying to draw a circle, yeah, you can try and draw a circle in one stroke, but if you want to get an accurate circle, you make a bunch of little lines like that, and then you go over them over and over again until you have a nice fucking thick, crunchy circle. And you see how much better that circle looks than the single stroke, nice and smooth garbage circle? Because, like, the other thing, if you're trying to do stuff in one stroke, I don't think you can ever hold your hand so perfectly still that you can get a nice, clean line. You see how fucking wavy that is with me trying... You can either go quick, and then you're not going to get it right, or you can try and go slow, and it's going to just ruin your line cohesion. Whereas if you just dirty up that line, just make it all blobby, and you'll eventually... The outside of the object will be what your eye sees, and you'll say, oh yes, that is a circle. That's almost a perfect circle. It doesn't matter that, you know, this is out here and that's there. You ignore these parts because you're looking at the thick heavyweight line. Also, Heather, I just want to point out that your little Iron Man thing has a cable going right up his ass.
It's not. Shut up. Shut up. Leave my baby alone. Actually, he my daddy. Leave my daddy alone.
I don't like that.
I don't care. Don't talk about things going up his butt.
You act like you wouldn't peg him.
You wish you were the cable going up Iron Man's ass.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up, Aaron. Get out of here. I gotta leave. Quick Google searches.
Oh Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. This is a PG art class, sort of. I
Aaron
mean,
started it.
You guys have been cursing all throughout this. This is not
I
a
was
PG
just
art.
about to say, and y'all
Yeah,
been
I
dropping
was,
fuck every other word, so.
also, when we move on to drawing the human form, I am going to be having you guys draw nude models, because the whole point of drawing figures is to get the form of the human body. Clothes will be a different section, because I'll be honest with you, drawing clothes, while you might think it's easier to do
Oh
than
fuck no! I feel like that'd be harder.
defining... Well, even if you're like, oh, I'm just going to cartoon in a shirt, if you don't have a solid grasp of how to build, like, the human body underneath of your clothing doodle, it doesn't work.
Temps were made.
Yeah. Also, one of the things I think you guys are not gonna like, but it is important, is in actually when are we moving on to that? Oh, next class. Next class is the human figure. At the end of it, we're gonna be
What?
doing just. You're-
Wow, that's a hard jump.
We just learned shapes, Kyle.
I can move
I
things
just learned what a
around.
triangle looks like.
Well, Heather, a triangle.
You mean to draw a nipple? Come on.
Well, so, I mean, I can broach into it a little bit here.
No, I'm still trying triangles.
Well, I'm just giving you the example of, because the reason we're moving into the human figure next, like, we're not doing the whole body all at once. We're gonna go, here's the different parts that the body's made of, and the idea of how to construct a person. But so, like, a hand.
I knew you were gonna do hands first. Okay, Mr. McGlone.
Hands are the hardest fucking thing to draw, but it's also a really good example of showing you, hey, this thing of everything is shapes. Hand. Oh, I am still on eraser. That's why. Alright.
Once I learn how to draw hand, it's over for you bitches.
Alright. So you get two circles, a rounded rectangle. We get a triangle coming out. Four squares with nubs. Oh, actually, hold on, there's one more. There we go. Obviously, I'm not putting a
Are you
lot of...
drawing a train?
What?
Oh, it's a hand.
Yeah, it's the point.
Going the train.
The point I'm trying to make is the basic shapes that we're going over. That's basically how you make, body parts. Or now this is a fun, obnoxious one. You wanna know how to make a foot? Feet are also fucking obnoxious to draw.
And disgusting.
Well, yeah, but that's the point is everything has a foot, whether you want to think about it or not. One, two, three, four extra toes.
Here, I'll give you another one.
There we
Another
go.
complex one in the meantime.
Bam. The foot. It's a cylinder with a triangle and a square coming off of it.
Wow, I literally never would have thought of that, but yeah.
You just gotta then shave off some of the parts of the shapes. Bring it in a little. The leg goes kind of like that. But yeah. A foot. And so again, this is why we're moving on to people in the next class whenever we run it. And even like faces, which we'll start getting into. That's just a bucket on the bottom of a circle that you put some lines on. You got your brow, your eyes, the bottom of your nose, and your mouth. Eyes go there. Nose goes there. Ears go from the brow to the nose. From the eyes up to the brow, down to the nose, and like that. And bam, we have handsome Squidward.
Actually, you know what I just thought of? That's a good one
What's that?
for basic shapes. All of the varieties of dice that we probably have sitting around.
Oh god, yeah, I mean there's lots of...
Good basics to practice out of that.
yeah.
User disconnected
I
from your
don't
channel.
honestly know when you would ever be like, oh, I need to draw a fucking dodecahedron right goddamn now, but...
You don't know my
I know,
life.
but it's good to... that and for perspective, that's probably another
Oh,
good one.
yeah.
Because you're forced into just, hey... these are
All
cute
of these are in
shapes.
fucking perspective.
Yeah, these will make... these are and will make you draw them in perspective.
But bam, look, I just accidentally drew a fucking high elf from Skyrim.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you heard of the high elves? So anyway, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, but face is a circle with a rectangle, with a rectangle, with some circles, crazy eyes, with some more rectangles, and some lines. Hair's a triangle with some inside-out circles. That's all it is. All very fun stuff. 3 new posts. Let's see. Oh, Donna gave us a camera. So this is Donna.
Jesus, that was a while ago.
I was busy.
I know.
And you got carried away.
I got carried away explaining people shapes. And there's Aaron. So where's the actual picture of the camera? Right there. Donna, I don't know what kind of light you have in your room or wherever you're working, but it looks like natural daylight.
I am using daylight light bulbs, and I have paper lamps.
Well,
It really does look like daylight.
good
doesn't
lord, it literally looks like you're taking these pictures outside during the day.
it? I can adjust the light in my room to make it look like it's daylight.
Hey Google.
I can do it from my phone.
Okay, Google. Set lights to 20%. Oh, I should be waking up in 8.5 hours. That's funny.
You work tomorrow?
No. I just got a thing on my computer saying, "Oh hey, go to sleep. You wake up in 8.5 hours." Thanks, Flux. I don't care.
Oh, Flux, yeah. Hours ago.
So yeah, both of those are pretty good. I mean, again, the perspective is a little off, but it's a hard thing to fucking nail down, so I don't begrudge
As you can see, the harder the
any of you
item,
for
the
that.
more sketchy my sketches look.
Well, there's no problem with your sketches looking sketchy, like, at all.
I know, I'm just saying.
So I'm gonna do the thing I was doing with Donna's with both of your guys. Drop down the saturation, adjust the light levels so it's very black and white. Invert it, and then make it a screen so we can see it overlaid on top of the actual camera. Yeah, Aaron, you got really close with that. Again, the perspective is off a little, but otherwise you pretty much got the whole thing down. Let's re-invert that. Make it normal.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It was just like trying to adjust for perspective there.
Nice, Aaron, that looks great.
And then we'll mess with Donna's. Screen that down. Donna, you almost got that perspective exact.
Thanks, I was using that pencil trick where you put your pencil in front of you and use it as a perspective ruler.
Nice.
I'm sorry. What?
So, basically, Heather, you'll look at the picture, line up your pencil with
I got like really close. Jesus
with the
Christ.
same angle that the thing is in. So you know how I was drawing those perspective lines on the camera when I was showing Jake?
Mm-hmm.
You basically use your pencil as one of those perspective lines, put your thumb where the front of the shape is, and the eraser or the tip of your pencil at the other end of the shape, move it down to your drawing, keeping the same angle that you were looking at the image, and now when you're looking at your drawing, you can say, oh, I have to, I can literally illustrate this, hold on. So you would hold your pencil like that. Pink eraser. Hold your pencil, and then you would put your thumb right there and say, okay, that's the angle and the length of that side of the camera. And then keeping that same angle and length, you then move it down to your drawing and say, hey, look at that. Now I know the angle and length to make that line on the camera, which clearly Donna did, as I just drew the line and it matches up on her drawing almost exactly.
I honestly, that was the first time I tried it, and it turned out really good.
I mean, it's a decent trick when you can't use a projector or a mirror. Oh, one trick to seeing if there's any problems with a drawing, this more so goes for characters than objects, because it doesn't really affect objects, but if you get like a little compact mirror, hold your picture behind you and look at the reverse of it, because if you flip the image around, you'll be able to glaringly see any issues with it because they'll look super out of place.
Hmm.
Let me try to do an example. Screen. Okay, I'm gonna do a 3/4 view.
Oh goodness.
So, whatever. I'm just doing a little fucking crappy self-portrait doodle. But I need to move this more inside. Boop. B. Okay, so there's not really, like, it's obviously not a super good drawing, but if we flip that over, especially in the face, that doesn't, I can see things that look really wrong with that, and then I can go in and fix them. Like, that ear looks really wrong. I didn't really fucking see how bad that looked the other way, because I'm used to drawing stuff in a particular direction, so when you flip stuff around, your brain is like, oh, this looks weird. You can actually objectively view things when you're looking at their reflections. Most of the time.
It's in me.
But anyway, yeah. When you're sketching stuff, it's helpful if you can look at it reversed. Copy image. Where was Heather's? That was the remote. Nail polish was much after the remote.
Oh, I just.
There it goes.
That's much time.
I'm actually cleaning up the nail polish right now.
Not bad. Oh, let me get rid of these. Otherwise I'm gonna have these fucking lines for the rest of the stream, and I just don't feel like dealing with that. But,
Off on that one.
I think this is as good as it's gonna get, Kyle.
Copy image.
I think that looks really good, Heather.
Where was... Okay, so there was my descriptive drawings. I'm gonna size Heather's down just a little bit. Right about there. Okay. So yeah, the pink is literally like a direct trace of this. So Donna, you did pretty good. Just again, there's a little. Same idea. You have just a little bit too much. That needs to just come in a little bit. Other than that, you got the idea really well. And then for Heather's, shoop. Same thing. That's really good. A little wide at the base, but other than that, you did an excellent job right there.
I think you're talking about Donna's.
No, Donna's is the
one on the left.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Again.
Yeah, that
like
one's
30-second delay.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't give me credit if it's Donna's. Donna's looks really good.
Yours looks really good.
So let's get that this part in so we can just see how that matches up. Catch up, please. So it's when I try to erase the program. I try to erase a bunch of the programs. Like, can't keep up with all of these fucking movements. Please don't crash. There we go. La da da da. There we go. Okay. Very good. Yeah, very good. Both of you guys did a great job on that one.
Oh, thanks.
And then Aaron sent this creepy mat. I forget, did I win this in an auction or was that something different?
I think I picked this up at a Liberty Thrift.
There's something I won in an auction at one of the cons.
Those bowls I had.
Oh, it was bowls, okay. The wooden, like, Egyptian bowls or whatever they are.
I remember you went.
Mask. Okay. And I'll use a nice foresty green for this, because why not? that's just a rounded triangle shape. Top we got this guy coming out with his big nose.
I'm drawing it right now, and it's actually I don't know. I'm finding it really entertaining. Like redraw this stuff.
What, the this mask thing?
Yeah. Although I'm gonna say already, like looking at mine, that I widened them out a little bit.
Oh, and then there's an added dark ring up on the top of this. Is anyone else partaking in drawing Aaron's weird mask?
I'm doing binoculars.
I'm watching you draw his mask though.
There we go. That's roughly there. shit, I forgot the headdress. Yeah, so I'd say the loose drawing was pretty close to the trace. Anything else you guys want, like, dove into, explained more?
I like shapes. That's about it.
Heather,
Yes, Kyle.
do me a favor real quick.
No.
Draw an arm.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Why?
What kind of arm?
Just, you know, a normal human arm. Like from the shoulder to the elbow.
I thought this was next class.
It is, but you're saying you like shapes, so I want to point out how, you know, shapes are everywhere. I'm trying to drive this point home, Heather.
I believe you, Kyle. Oh my god, I forgot there was catnip on my dresser.
Why is
Oh,
there
it's
catnip
so
on your
crazy.
dresser?
Because I gave some to Pedo, but I switched the cats out, and now Rigatoni's rolling in it.
That's not good for the cats, is it?
No, that's how they eat it and they roll in it, and it's normal.
I feel like you probably shouldn't just roll around in a pile of cocaine, Heather. It's probably not
It's a
good
cat,
for
it's
you.
fine.
Oh, my binoculars are way off.
Look at all of these shapes. Look at all of these circles and rectangles, Heather.
Yes, I see. I'm in the middle of drawing an arm, thank you. I listen. We just so happen to have a shirtless picture of Robert Downey Jr., so... You know what, Aaron?
Oh.
Fuck you.
So,
Everyone has a medium. Alright? Mine just happens to be Robert Downey Jr.
there,
Get fucked.
there's this really interesting thing that I saw a while ago that I never really thought about, but it is 100% true.
Hmm.
An arm is also just like a chain, basically. Which is really
I
fucking
don't like that.
crazy to think about. Like, you have your... bicep in there. Then it connects into your, or rather, you have your shoulder, which connects into the bicep, which goes forward, which connects into the divot in your arm, which is sideways right there, which connects into the long part of your arm, which is another flat. So you're from your shoulder to your bicep to your elbow to your wrist is literally just like 4 chain lengths.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
And then I guess your hand. Where are we? Your hand, whatever, comes out there. And that's where the fingers go. And that just connects to the body. But yeah, so a fun, interesting thing that I never even thought about until I saw it on art Twitter the other day.
Rigatoni, behave yourself.
Only, like,
I know you're
redeeming
cracked
factor
out on
of that
cocaine.
house light.
What, Aaron?
Is that the only redeeming factor of that house light?
Is that
An art
I literally
community.
follow
Is that-
nothing but
no.
artists?
Yeah, is that there is an art community that does exist on it outside of just all the other shit.
Aaron, I really want to see your mask.
Almost there.
God,
Kinda
my
got
elbows.
carried away.
You kind of got carried away. It was very fun to doodle, so I completely understand.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. You get into it, and then it just like actually really interesting to go through.
I just looked at the thumbnail from one of my other videos, and I remember something I want to draw.
Mostly just because of the patterning. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Polynesian. Fuck.
What, the mask is Polynesian?
Yeah. Which is why, like, why give it away like that? I mean, unless it wasn't voluntarily get.
Where am I? Programs? No. Is it an art? No, it would be in Livestream. Because I'm good at writing out words, so that folder has literally never been named properly.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I'm all arted out now.
What is that, Kyle?
It's a painting I have above my computer.
That you
Graphic
did?
design is my passion.
No. When I took Aaron to the town that has the DMV in it, there was a big thrift
Understand.
Mega Mart next door to it, and so I stopped in there and was just looking at what they had, and they had this painting.
And he just had to have it.
I did. I was like, I don't
That looks like a Kyle.
understand what's going on, but it's prophetic, and I need to own it.
Prophetic.
I will never understand you.
I mean, neither.
I mean, like, just look at the look at the fun scarecrow. Look at his mouth. He's vomiting out hay.
How was the camera easier to draw than these binoculars?
He's living in perpetual torment, but also he's
I
happy.
think the binoculars are a pain in the ass. One, because of the angle I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame the angle.
Two, it's also just a really complex fucking item.
Yeah, there are a lot of lines on this.
And the fact that, like, the angle that I took it at, it leaves a whole region of just shadow where you don't have a definition of those shapes that you get on the one end.
Yeah,
This
I think I'm
means that
gonna
you have
give
to,
up
like,
on these.
Well, let me see your progress before you give up.
Extrapolate on it. Like, fill in the blank.
The shadow is definitely making it harder. Because I feel like I'm guessing half the time.
Yeah, that's why I had to just call it quits it after a certain point. I was just like, oh man.
I mean, the one you did looks pretty good, Aaron.
What, the binoculars?
No, the mask or whatever the hell it is.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I said I got way too
Oh,
involved
yeah.
in it. Like, I really
Hold
enjoyed
on. let me
going
stop
over it.
drawing my horrible fever dream of a painting and pull these in.
Rickadoon just ran into the wall
That's what that was?
Is that what
with
that
her head.
Wow, that was pretty intense, honestly.
You did say your cat's high off its balls, so...
How did you guys hear that? I couldn't hear that.
I heard the bump.
It's pretty much exactly how it sounded.
Yeah, she ran through the little tunnel I have for her, and there's like an
Oh.
opening in the back of it, and she just ran straight into the wall. She'll be fine.
Alright, so
She'll
when
shake
I
it
get
off.
my tunnel, I need to make sure it's away from walls.
Shit. I like it. Yeah. Very good. Copy. So let's minimize all of these. We'll paste in
You
Donna's
know, we're supposed to get a massive snowstorm on Sunday.
Tonight,
binoculars.
apparently.
I literally just looked at the weather report, and I'm very upset that this is happening overnight and not earlier, and not Sunday night.
I know, tell me about it.
Where was the
I'm really upset about this.
where was the binocs that Aaron drew?
God, don't bring that back.
No, like yours looked good. That's why I'm pulling them up. I want to compare everyone's binocular images.
You shouldn't compare your children.
You're not my
Yeah, but it's
children.
easy when one's
You're
better
my
than the other.
students.
What?
All parents have a favorite.
It's true.
It's so
My
true.
parents' favorite is my sister.
My parents were my sister as well. And then she turned out to be a nightmare. So now it's the second sister.
I thought you didn't have a second sister.
Yeah, because the first one's dead.
Nice.
Where the hell did I draw the binoculars?
What about your brother?
He's in Washington.
He's not like the star child or anything.
I mean, he joined the military, so he's definitely doing better than me.
That's objective.
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging.
But you're
Well, what
gonna
would you
power
rather
through it
do?
anyway.
Yeah, but I do think I'm the favorite. Considering how concerned they get about me if I literally don't say something for like 2 days.
I would like to say, Aaron, you did get kicked out of your house when you were like 16.
That's very telling. Wow.
And that was because of financial difficulty.
No. Aaron, I like your binoculars way more.
I did squish them. You know, I really should have labeled, like, anything. Okay, so there's...
Live and learn.
All of...
Well, it's funny you say that because I pretty much fucking like gave up after a certain.
Yeah, the binoculars
I mean, I
have
gave
a lot
up
of
too.
complicated shapes in them, honestly. Rather not complicated shapes, but a lot of shapes touching one another.
Like if I had cared after boundarying that all off, and if I had gone and like done all the rounding and stuff like that, sure. But
Wow, I really can't find wherever I drew the green binoculars. It's not any of these 63 layers. Was that it? Hey, I found them. Okay. Donna, let me just give yours a little rotate. Bam. So, I mean, yeah, you guys did a great job of sectioning off, like, the shapes that make up the binoculars.
Wow, you just found them on stream.
What, the green ones?
Yeah.
I do it.
Is that the delay?
Through the whole
That
time
was
anyway.
almost a good 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna need to look into that when we do class 2.
Do it on Twitch.
I don't have a Twitch hooked up to Streamlabs OBS, which is synced to not the OASN
It's like
channel.
10 seconds. Jesus
Wow,
Christ, I just
seeing your
counted.
green outline like this, it's I don't know, it's broken down well, like for me to understand the shapes of this.
My green was just a sketch. Like that wasn't me trying to break it down necessarily. That was me trying to draw the thing.
Well, I don't
As
know.
well
I
I could.
just like can see the shapes of this binocular better now.
If we want to,
No, I'm not trying again.
no, I'm saying it. It's not what I'm saying, Donna. Don't worry.
No, I'm not trying again. Okay, Donna. Are you my fat girl? Yes, you are. Fat bottom girls make the fucking world go round.
Believe it.
Why do you sing to your cats like that, Heather?
Because they deserve it!
Okay.
They deserve everything good in the world. Isn't that right, baby girl? That's for honey pot. Sugar plum. Don't do that. That's right, you scratch that scratching post.
Yeah, there we go. So there's broken down into shapes more. Let me boost.
Can you pull
that.
it off the binoculars?
Yeah, and I'm changing the color so you can actually fucking see it. I don't know if it's easier if I do that. So there's like the outline of the binoculars, there's the binocular shape. Ah, there we go. The inverse of that. Red is easy to fucking see. Layer 54. This one we don't need. There's the sharp shapes. So just trying to break it down into like the squares, you guys, again, did an excellent job of that. But yeah, we've been streaming for like 3 hours. This is almost like a normal art class. I think you guys did pretty good today. Don't just not do anything until probably next weekend when we have the next class. Do try and just like do some doodles. practice stuff. You know, when you find
Do
yourself
more shapes or
when you find yourself bored, yeah, try breaking stuff down into shapes. Try just doing sketches of objects, because like you know now you can visualize something being broken down into the pieces, and so you can try to just
you want us to like take pictures of stuff so you can compare, or just practice?
I mean, if you want, that works. Do you. But like, even if you just try to like draw the outlines, try different stuff is the point. Draw before next week. Like, don't just let all of the work you did drawing stagnate.
Mm-hmm.
So like, try doing some detailed-ish sketches where you try and get the whole idea of an object. Try breaking some stuff down into their basic shapes. Try just doing like this. Get the silhouette of some objects, because that's another thing that's useful, is to be able to design out the silhouette of an object.
I literally tried to do what you're doing by taking Batman's picture. Hold on, I'll screen cap it. But it's still hard to see. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Like, and do things like that too. Like I said, don't be afraid to trace stuff. Don't be stigmatized out of learning how to draw objects by literally pulling up a picture on your computer screen, putting a piece of paper on your computer screen, and drawing it.
My monitor's too expensive for that.
That's how I learned to draw back in...
Your cat can beat the shit out of it now.
What,
Fuck
like...
you, Aaron. I didn't let him do it. I didn't... You're a bitch. Fuck you.
But anyway...
I won't deny that.
Yeah, you can't
Will not
deny
change
it.
his answer.
Just practice over the week. By next week, try to have at least 5 sketches of objects, whether they're broken down to their basic shapes, full sketches, studies like that where you have sketched around a photo of an object. Just have 5 things for me by next Saturday or Sunday,
Okay.
whatever. And yeah, then we'll move on to trying to understand the human body.
That is such a big step.
Was there
It's-
supposed to be like an effect coming
It's
on the
really
PowerPoint?
not that big of a step. You'll find out. But that's also why I'm asking you guys to draw all week, because the more you can get used to just drawing random crap, the more you'll find out, hey,
You want me to draw crap?
yeah, sure, Jake.
Man, you really get
If that's
fixated
what
on
makes
shit,
you happy.
Kyle.
Fucking no.
Jake.
First time I mentioned shit today. Also, I know when you end the stream, I'm gonna move everybody back.
The Zomboid fucking
Oh, that's just
defecation
fine.
mod, you were just like, oh man. I want you
Remember
to
the most important rule, though. Do art.
Oh, yeah.
You art, he says.
Always be drawing.
Kyle, you don't follow that rule.
Yeah, well, listen. Now I'm teaching a class, so now I might always follow the rule. So have a great class, everyone. We'll reconvene next week. 5 sketches of anything are due.